I mean, look, man, we're a development team, but I'm never going to sit here in your face and use that as an excuse because it's a bullshit excuse. I think we wanted to win today. We thought we could win today. We didn't. It happens. But I think, we still need to get better. I think that.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with a brand new interview again covering VCT EMEA kickoff. I'm here accompanied by the head coach of Team Vitality, Salah, with me coming off of their 0-2 loss to Fnatic in said competition. And so, like I said before the start of this conversation, Salah, thank you so much. And it's not a good way to go down to Fnatic 2-0 today, but what's going through your mind with you guys just coming off of this series? You know, what's going through your mind right now?
I think, uh, honestly, I think Lotus, we kind of had them beat, but just sloppy mistakes, a lot of uncharacteristic movements. And I think it just, they're a good team, right? They're going to punish you. And I think we got punished on some shit and it snowballs from there. I think, yeah, I think Lotus, we kind of just let slip from our hands. And then once it slips like that, we didn't really have a good grasp on stopping it and kind of getting into Ascent. And then, when more mistakes happen on Ascent, it kind of piles up. And I think a lot of it goes on to me. I think my Ascent game plan was kind of off, to be honest with you. I think I expected something maybe slightly different than what appeared basically, and I think I'll take a lot of the blame for Ascent, if not all of it. I think just the game plan was off, man, and I think once that game plan is off, when put into odd positions or wonky positions, it just snowballs from there, and we just start making uncharacteristic mistakes, and game goes like that.
What were the kind of things that you were planning for when it came to facing a team like Fnatic? Honestly, because you mentioned the things that you already had a plan for the team for this series, but what exactly were there if you're able to share?
I mean, we weren't necessarily preparing something special in outside of game plan stuff. We're always going to prepare for games separately. We're always going to do our preparation with the coaches with the IGL, right? I think more importantly, we're focusing a lot on ourselves and we're focusing a lot on development of our team and just improvement overall. And I think, yeah, I mean, it wasn't something special per se. I think outside of the game plan, it was just focus on ourselves, take game by game, and all of that.
Yeah, and taking the focus back onto map one, of course, as you said, it was a map that literally went to overtime, but fortunately didn't come to your favor. And I want to know from your perspective, despite the team coming back to force overtime in the first place, what then led to the subsequent defeat in that first map that then set the stage for the snowballing of map two and just continuing from that point forward.
I think, the first overtime round is rough, right? We get the entry on Alpha with the AWP on C, and then we kind of just don't go back into good positions, and we get caught out, right? They accelerate on us, and we just get caught wonky. And as soon as that, the round kind of just snowballs from there. And to be honest with you, on our attack, we had a plan. And it seems like they had a good read on it, or they just got maybe a good timing on a play, and it worked out for them, right? So I think it's just very two quick rounds that obviously could have gone very different ways. I think we were, if we act a split second quicker, let's say, on that B, or we take it a little bit slower, maybe it goes a different story. Maybe, we survive and it turns into a different game. But yeah, I think just, two very subsequent small errors and it was over.
Yeah, it's such the kind of thing that happens in matches like this. But the most important thing is to take have a good takeaway from these kinds of matches. Just build from there. That said, um, what do you feel is the biggest takeaways that you've seen from your point of view regarding what it is that the team needs to build upon for this next rematch against Gentlemate, and also beyond that?
I mean, I think what we're looking forward to, look, man, we're a development team, but I'm never going to sit here in your face and use that as an excuse because it's a bullshit excuse. I think we wanted to win today. We thought we could win today. We didn't. It happens. But I think, we still need to get better. I think there is a lot more. I think Ascent, we didn't show as much as we could have 100%. And I think, to be honest with you, man, there's a lot of situations where we just need to get that experience and get better and better and understand when, we need to do certain things. I think for Gentlemates, we can't be complacent. We can't just, assume that because we beat them the first time, we're going to beat them the second time. Of course, we have to respect whatever they can pull out on the prep time they're going to have on us, right? So I think against Gentlemates, we're going to have to make sure we're coming in fresh. We're going to have to make sure we're coming in, even if it's a disadvantage, we're going to come in with new ideas and different things. So yeah, for gentlemen, it's that, and going forward, man, we we're looking for the future. Again, we're a very young team. I think we're like the second youngest in the league, to be honest with you, and I think you know it's not a fucking excuse. It's just never is. I think it's more of a indication of what can come in the future. I think we do have the fucking potential. We do have the ideas and the talent to go where we want to go. I think we just need to make sure we do the correct things and make sure we don't, let these one losses hurt us. We don't let ourselves get trapped in this, a victim mentality, let's say, of, oh, we lost when we should have won, poor us, or whatever it may be. I think, yeah. So, yeah, I think long term, we just need to keep focusing on where we're going.
Yeah, because at the end of the game, this is a game, and it once the things that really does determine the team's results and performances, the wins and the losses. And yeah, it's an interesting way of how you put it, Salah. And you said, and also on top of that, you mentioned about the fact that this team is a younger team, a new faces with the team for this year, them being runner kicks and also safe, a mixture of veteran players and also young people, combining for this team with you at the front of it all. And so, how's it been the process in developing this team and just getting it to the position where you want them to contend and just compete for those top spots, qualifying for internationals, and like, how have you seen the progression of the team so far?
I mean, look, I think we've progressed a shit ton. I'm not going to let one loss, make us think that we're in a bad place. We're not, man. I think we've progressed a shit ton. The improvement I've seen from Kimmy and Emil have been, Kimmy and Rana have been outstanding. And I think they are going to be two of the best players in the league eventually, right? But I think we've got more to go. I think we've progressed so quickly. We've done a lot of things so good. I think we're at a level where, we can contest for things and we will contest for things, but I think we have to keep improving. I think if we get complacent or if we hit a standstill because of certain losses or certain things, that's when it's going to get, messy. I think I'm very fucking proud of their improvement of a lot of people, not just the kids, but Safe, for example, he's improved a shit ton in a lot of regards. Sender as well. So I think, even Dostrin as well. So I think there's a lot of good bright spots to take away. I don't think one loss changes that. We're still in the birth of the season still. So yeah, I think we're improving a lot, and I think we're going to keep improving. And I think after this loss, we're going to go home, we're going to lick our wounds, and we're going to watch the VOD, and we're going to realize what we did wrong, and we're going to improve from that, and get better from that.
I want to know your perspective or your thoughts on how you're trying to manage the team in terms of development and just getting better over time in a season such as this, where if for given a number of teams, if they don't do well in this competition, then they won't compete until again up until April, which is when the start of the actual regular season takes place. And so, how difficult has it been? Do you feel in managing a team in this kind of calendar for this year, and how compares that with previous year?
I mean, it comes with its ups and downs, but we've got to adapt. I think in terms of schedule, I don't really think too much about it. I just think about what my job is, and that's to make the team better and continuously run the team and make sure that we're going in the right direction. I think the calendar could be better. Everything could always be better. I see a lot of people whinging about things. It's very easy to, I think, get caught up in just complaining a lot. But I'm never gonna sit here and be like, yeah, it's bad or it's this or it's that. I think kickoff is if you look at the bright spot kickoff, you have this tournament where you get to kind of see where you're at in your game after this long off season, and then you have a little bit of time to prepare. I think if it was 2 weeks, people would then turn around and say, why is it a 2 week break? We need more time. So I think I'm fine with it. I think, especially considering we have a Trex coming in, I think the month break can be good for us if we don't make it to Madrid, but we've still got a lower bracket to play, so who knows, where we're going at.
Yeah, and one more question before we wrap it up. Yeah, you mentioned about the fact about Trex coming in for this year. How much of an adjustment had the team had to make with him not being in the lineup and just having to adjust during that time?
I mean, like we practiced pretty much a week up until this tournament with Trex, I think, because we're just long term, we're much more long term focused. So the adjustment in the team hasn't been awfully hard. I think, Destry and him are two different players, and of course they do different things. So we've had to do some role swaps somewhere, some position changes somewhere, and I think that, they're not similar players, so they're not gonna do similar things, right? For good or bad. And I think in general, Destrin's a fucking champ, so he's adapted to a lot and he's taken on a lot of roles that maybe he hasn't before. So I think he's doing really well. I think we just need to. I don't know. I don't think there's been too much of an adjustment on the team. I think it's just been mostly on Destrin. I think we've just adapted around, going back to how we played with Destrin because, we can't really talk too much about, we have to play with the sub. It's not exactly that in the sense that, a month ago we were going to play with Destrin and we had aspirations with Destrin. So it's same thing, just less practiced, right?
Yeah, and despite this result of Fnatic, hopefully you guys can bounce back and just continue to contend for the remainder of the year. Salah, thank you so much for taking the time with this interview. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it, and best of luck to you for the future.
Thank you.